Greetings, vinyl community. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are. I don't know when I'm going to post this. It could be in a few days from now. I don't know when, so it's kind of irrelevant to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and what day it is. It could be you watching this today on the date it's posted. It could be in years from now. And if you're watching this in years from now, we're living in pandemic times. Pandemic times. COVID. Look in your history books, and this is, right now, I'm living smack dab in the middle of pandemic times. I hate that phrase, that's why I keep on repeating it. Anyways, like I said, I hope everyone is doing well in these times we're living in. I don't want to say it again. Right off the top, it's an absolute beautiful day where I live in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It's beautiful and hot. I might be sweating during this video. I'm pretty sure I will be. It's the kind of day you feel guilty for being inside making videos. And it's the kind of day you kind of regret making a hot cup of coffee. But here it is. Cheers, everyone. All right. I'm going to try to make this video a bit short today. I'm not sure if the length of my videos are a little bit prohibitive to people watching my videos, or I want to be all-inclusive. And I was going to ask a few videos ago, but I forgot. If there's anything you want to see me do, not that I'm a dancing monkey. For enough cash, I will be. If there's anything you want to see me do, like show stuff from my collection, talk about any topics, not that, just not that I know anything more than you do, but if you want to see anything, any kind of topic, any kind of rant, whatever, from my days in 2 decades in music retail, owning stores, running stores, meeting this and that and the other person. You know what? If there's enough people respond, I would love to do something different, just to kind of break up the monotony of finding thrift store vinyl, getting stuff in the mail and showing it to you, although I like doing that. You don't want to be a one-trick pony kind of thing, so let me know if there's anything you want to see me do. If enough people respond, I'll do it. Anyways, there's not a lot of vinyl today, so don't worry. If you made it this far, don't worry, there's not a lot of vinyl. I'm keeping tabs on the time today, so cheers, everyone. That's why I go like that. I wear progressive lenses. You might know what I'm talking about, so you have to... This way for far away, and this way for close up. We're at 2:38. Cheers, everyone. Anyways, let's get right to this. What do I got for you today? I did an Instagram live video last Friday, and the only people who saw it, I guess, were people who follow me on Instagram at Nazz_Nomad. And that was a fun video to make. I had a lot of fun doing that. That's something different, but it's limited to those who follow me on Instagram. And not everyone does the Instagram thing, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Just a live video, me dressing up like an idiot and showing this record you're going to see here. So if you saw that video, then you know what I'm going to show you. It's a grail of grails, although it's a reissue that I have it on vinyl. Is just exciting as hell after thinking I wasn't going to get it because the order was canceled and it was on again, off again. Finally got an email that it's shipped, and from 1993, 94, I can't remember. I was a young boy. This is a very influential album in my life, and I'm repeating a lot of things I said on Instagram, so if you saw that, just ignore all this. Very meaningful album to me. I literally wore it out on tape, as cliche as that sounds, and I had enough money to buy the CD. Thank you, Jack White. I'm going to give props to Jack White here. His Third Man Records label released some Red Cross albums recently, and apparently they're hard to get because this was a bitch to get, but I got a copy of Red Cross's Phase Shifter. Absolutely one of my favorite albums of the 90s. Steve and Jeff McDonald are an absolute form on this album. It's a little bit more accessible than their previous albums, like Neurotica and Third Eye, etc., etc. It's a little bit more accessible. I saw them on this tour in my city with the Doughboys. I don't know if anyone knows the Doughboys. Just absolute fantastic show, and my love for this album grows and grows and grows, and it never dates with me. And so that, to me, that is a classic album in my life. So I'm not to go on too much about this, but I got a copy. It's a brand new reissue of Phase Shifter. It was never released on vinyl in North America. Only in Europe, and even then it didn't sell a whole lot of copies, so the price is a little bit to get an original copy. But Jack White did a very nice job on this one. It sounds really great, so very happy to have this Red Cross phase shifter. I just love Red Cross in general. The next one is a very, very important album to me as well. Brings me great joy to bring you these albums that are very meaningful to me. This was an album, 1989, where I was kind of listening to music, I was heading in this direction, and then I saw a video for this band, and then I took a right turn and went over there, retaining all of this over here, but incorporating what I got from this band over here, kind of making yourself look at that, I should be a teacher, for God's sakes, a more well-rounded listener. But it's a band that, I have a tattoo from this band, which I will never show, which I got in 1991, so it's well faded. And thank God, I'm not really one for band tattoos on people, because your love for a band can sway over the years. But this band has never left me, so I'm happy. And oddly, it's the 30th anniversary. This was pressed only in Australia, and a limited number of 300. Just 300 copies were pressed on double vinyl. The second vinyl being an EP that RCA was supposed to release after this album came out and done its cycle. And then RCA changed its mind. It had proper artwork and everything. And then they shelved the EP release. So they give you this unreleased EP as a bonus disc with the original artwork. It's absolutely fantastic. They did an insanely good job. It's on double purple vinyl, I believe. It's Pop Will Eat Itself. This is the day, this is the hour, and this is this. Produced by Flood, who did Nitzarab, Depeche Mode, U2, a bunch of other bands like that at the time. And the quantum leap from their previous album to this was their first major label album on RCA Records. The quantum leap from the album before that to this one is something I've never seen a band go from that to how polished this was. And it's just sample crazy. Can You Dig It? It's the big song off of here, and Wise Up Sucker. And it's definitely in my top 3 albums of all time. I'm going to say that. Red Cross is one of my favorite albums in the 90s. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's definitely a life-altering album for me. So it kind of got me into a little bit of electronic music they do, just a little bit of, sample crazy music they do. It's just an amazing, influential album. Pop Will Eat Itself, This Is the Day, This Is the Hour, This Is This. The 30th anniversary edition, limited to 300 copies, double vinyl. Next is, when you see this, I talked about this album, or this label, a couple vinyl videos ago, or maybe it was the last one actually, when I showed Lee Morgan's The Cooker on Tone Poet. If you see Tone Poet on the label, pick it up. If you're into jazz, or you're dipping your toe into jazz, the Tone Poet reissues are unlike anything you've ever seen before for the price you pay. Other labels for this quality charge easily $20-25 more, if not more, for this quality of vinyl and packaging. Tone Poet, which is a subsidiary of Universal, run by Don Was, ex of Was Not Was, Walk the Dinosaur. And he insisted on, I'll do this label for you, but I want to do the jackets at this printing plant that make the best jackets I want. Yeah, we had a bit of let's say we had a wee bit of an emergency there. You'll notice an old edit there. It's about 8 hours later, and I think I was showing you the Tone Poet pressing of Duke Ellington, Max Roach, and Charles Mingus. But as I was showing you that, I had a little pause, and I heard my cat escape through a screen door, and that effectively ended the video, where I had to chase after him, and I never caught him, and looking for him, and then the little bastard came walking home hours later. So now it's nighttime, 8 hours later, and now I'm behind the 8 ball because I promised you a short video. So we're going to get right to this. I don't know where I left off talking about the Tone Poet pressing of Duke Ellington's Money Jungle, but suffice to say, it's the best quality vinyl, the best artwork, the best covers you'll find for the money anywhere of any kind of genre, anything. Trust me. Trust me. Anyways, like I said, I have a hat on now. Same stinky shirt on, but I just had a bath, so. Anyways, I'm going to have to hurry this up now. I think this is the last new vinyl I have to show you. I could be lying, but I've wanted this album since it came out, but it joined a long list of albums that I wanted. Never quite got to, and then Amazon had Vinyl Day not that long ago where they put a bunch of stuff on sale at some really good prices, and I had to jump all over this. Let me show you and I'll talk about it. This is the last album by Sinead O'Connor. And I know there's a lot of people who don't like her because of what she did on Saturday Night Live, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people think she's just absolutely nuts and insane. She does have problems. I don't care at all about that. I'm a massive fan of hers. And I just never got around to picking this up, although, I've heard bits and pieces of it. But I was happy to get this. It's called I'm Not Bossy, I'm the Boss. And that is really her. I was one of those guys in high school where in '87, I was a massive fan of her first album when I was in high school. And my locker, all of this was the thing in high school around that time, at least in my high school, guys would have pictures of girls. And most guys had photos of, the newspaper centerfold girl of the day or whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And I had Sinead O'Connor and a few other oddities like probably Cindy Wilson from the B-52s and things like that. And that's what kind of turned my crank, so to speak, back then. But Sinead O'Connor was definitely someone I crushed hard on in high school. And this album is actually, I didn't even talk about this album, is amazing. I love it. I'm so happy with it. The best song on the album is oddly The Voice of My Daughter, which doesn't do a whole lot for my theory that I don't care about her problems that she has, but it is the best song on the album, and it's a really great album. So Sinead O'Connor, I'm Not Bossy, I'm the Boss. So I hope I'm in order, and I didn't show you the Sinead O'Connor already because I didn't go back and watch the video. Cheers, everyone. We are into thrift store finds, and I'm gonna have to hurry up here. Quadraphonic Santana Abraxas. I have an original pressing. I haven't heard any modern day pressings, and yes, I'm going to have to talk really fast here to keep my promise of a short video. I love Abraxas and I love early Santana. I don't have a quad amp anymore. I sold my quad amp last summer, possibly. I didn't really use it enough, and I got a lot of money for it. But even without a quad amp, this is the best pressing that I have heard. In fact, I think I posted a minute clip of it on Instagram. I was so impressed by the quality of the sound on this album. So if you ever see this kicking around for less than $10, I promise you, if you have a decent setup, it's the best pressing I've heard. And I've not heard any mobile fidelity or MoFi pressings. If it was one, I've not heard a modern day pressing. Maybe that's really good, but for my ears, for an older pressing, best one I've ever heard. Abraxas by Santana. This is the one with Black Magic Woman. Prefab Sprout, Two Wheels Good, which is what it was. It was called Steve McQueen. In all places other than North America. You can tell it's almost bedtime, isn't it? Old Dave's getting really tired here. In North America, it was called Two Wheels Good, and everywhere else in the world, it was called Steve McQueen. The record label was afraid of calling the album Steve McQueen in fear of lawsuits or something like that. So we got the title Two Wheels Good, which is not as good as Steve McQueen, but I haven't heard this album probably since it came out, and a lot of people highly regard this album. It's a lot of people's favorite album. They call it what do they call it? Sophistopop or something like that. I don't know. But played it through complete the other day, and I just fell in love with it. What a great album this is. Yeah, in fact, I know there's been deluxe editions released, and when they do deluxe editions of albums, usually they're albums that people hold in high regard. Not always. But, record companies, want to make sure things sell. So, and I know this album is very highly regarded in the UK, probably not so much in North America, but what a great album. Prefab Sprout, Two Wheels Good, sorry. I probably could go on more about that album, but we're trying to hurry along here. Weather Report 830 double live album. We're into thrift store finds, by the way, if I didn't blab that or I was talking too fast. Weather Report 830 double live album. Wayne Shorter and Jaco Pastorius. And that's all I need to tell you. A lot of people pass up Weather Report albums. I see them flip right by them at thrift stores. And the Weather Report is some of the best albums that you could find for cheap. Amazing jazz fusion albums. But Jaco Pastorius and Wayne Shorter, take my $1.99. Sold. Oh my God, Ronnie Spector. I'm so happy I found this album called Siren. It's from the 80s. Ronnie Spector, another one of those women, apart from her musical talent, she's probably one of the most beautiful women in the world. Ronnie Spector. I'm going to drink to that one. Here's to Ronnie Spector. Ronnie Spector, a lot of people know. I'm not going to go through it with the Ronettes, and he was married to Phil Spector. And I can't believe that fucking greaseball Phil Spector got to lay a finger on her. But life's not always fair. But she was the female voice in Eddie Money's, was it Take Me Home Tonight? Take Me Home Tonight. Yeah. Just like Ronnie said. Be my little baby. Anyways. Ronnie Spector, I haven't heard this album all the way through, but what I did listen to, I did like, and it's Ronnie Spector. She could sing over fart noises, and it would come out sounding pretty damn good. Ronnie Spector is amazing. This is a real oddity I found. It's a double promo album that was given to record stores for in-store play only. Your local record rep would come in. This would happen when I was in the record business, but this is vinyl before my time. And they would come in and they'd say, hey, can you play our new promo album in store and maybe stock these albums on it and whatnot. So it's a few songs by every band on the Capitol Records roster at the time. You know, so it's affiliate labels like Harvest Records and whatnot. But it's got Iron Maiden. Well, how about I show you? It's called Rock Your Socks Off. Double live album, or not, double promo album for in-store play only. And it's got Iron Maiden, Stray Cats, Billy Idol, April Wine, Steve Miller Band, Sheriff, Coney Hatch. That's one from the past. But it's a couple songs by those bands. So it's from 1982. And you get Number of the Beast and Run to the Hills, and you get Hot in the City and White Wedding by Billy Idol. And Stray Cats, you get Stray Cats, Strut and Rock This Town. You know, you get Abracadabra from Steve Miller. And it's, you know, I mean, it's what it is. I love these kind of albums, these promo albums. So, once again, take my $1.99. Thank you very much. Rock your socks off. Speaking of April Wine's greatest hits, one of the greatest Canadian rock bands ever. I know they have a following elsewhere in the world, but they are probably the most played or overplayed bands on classic rock radio in Canada. You can't turn a radio dial without hearing an April Wine song. But this was their first greatest hits album, so they had a few more hits after this, which aren't on here, which kind of makes me sad. Like Enough is Enough isn't on here. But I think that's on this album. Hang on. It is. I'm going to morph these two albums. I'm going to close the lights. I'm going to turn the lights off. I'm going to lay out a couple glasses of wine. And I'm going to see if they will mate. And they'll form one great April Wine album. I'll wake up in the morning, they'll come out, and there'll be a little baby record. Could happen. You never know. Blondie found an absolutely... when I go to thrift stores and I find, utterly, they look like they're unplayed records, it makes my heart sing. If I had a heart that wasn't black, this is an absolute minty upgrade. It still has the static when you pull the record out of the sleeve, out of the inner sleeve. That's how I'm not sure if it was, maybe they pulled it out once to play the Tide is High or something, but back in the day. But a beautiful upgrade copy of Auto American by Blondie. Just a couple more. Hang tight. I got the last one's going to be a killer one. Trust me. Trust me. I should have put that. I should have told you that at the beginning. Wait till the end because the last album's going to be fucking treat. How's this one? Mike Bloomfield live at Bill Graham's Fillmore West. What a thrift store find. It's Mike Bloomfield got together a kind of a super group, and they did this one night at from 1969, by the way. And they put together this band that included Taj Mahal and all these other guys, and then did a one night show of this super group. And here it is here, live at Bill Graham's Fillmore West, which is a famous venue in the U.S., probably in the West, I'm guessing, or in the South. But Mike Bloomfield, it's essentially a Mike Bloomfield album and Friends. So what an amazing album, original 1969 pressing. I've never seen this one before. You know what? I want to say cheers to Ronnie Spector this time. Cheers, Ronnie. All right. That went down the wrong pipe. Here's the last one. And I told you it's going to be a good one. All right. At some point in I'm going to guess this is about 1978, around there. Dolly Parton had an album called Heartbreaker. Hang on. And someone at RCA thought it would be a good idea to remix two of her songs into disco songs. Still, hang on. I'm not done. The good part hasn't come yet. So there's the original disco sleeve. It's a double A side. So it's two songs that RCA had remixed into disco, which was, of course, the big thing. And it's called Dance with Dolly. It's a promo 12-inch. Promo DJ 12-inch only. You couldn't buy this thing. And it has the song. I'll talk about the song in a second, but check this out. For a promo disco 12-inch. Pink. How Dolly Parton is this? Pink vinyl. Maybe this was her only insistence. Remix two of my songs. That's a horrible Dolly Parton. I don't have quite the tits for it. Oh, breasts for that. Anyways, that was probably her only insistence. Make it pink vinyl, as pink as possible. This is like blinding pink. And anyways, it has the songs. It's a double A side, so I don't know which one was originally a single or which one wasn't. Maybe they were both singles. Baby I'm Burning. And then the B side is funky as hell. I posted a clip on Instagram last week. The B side, I could blow a speaker because there's so much bottom end to it. It's so funky as hell. And then you got Dolly Parton singing over it. And that song is I Wanna Fall in Love. And I was fucking blown away. It's disco, but the B-side is more like a pure funk song. There's no cheesy disco strings to it or Barry Gibb singing really high. It's just a funky track, and then they laid her vocals over top of it. So for $1.99, this might have been the biggest surprise I've had, is this Dolly Parton promo. Dancing with Dolly on just mind-numbingly blinding pink vinyl. I love it. This one's a keeper for sure, and we're done. Whew. This took all effing day to do, minus looking for my cat, who ran away. He's an indoor cat. He shouldn't be outside. Yeah. So anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I think I might have said this in the first part of the video, but if there's anything you want to see me do different, let me know. If it's doable within the time frames that I have available, I would love to do it. I was supposed to be in England, this month. Thanks, COVID. And I would have had some great vinyl videos from London again, or I think I was going to go to Berlin too. I would have had some great vinyl from Berlin too, but thanks, COVID. So I'm kind of stuck here, but I'll do, you guys know I have a massive collection. I'd be happy to do anything or talk about anything. I have an opinion, right or wrong. So I want to say good night here and goodbye, and thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is staying safe. It sounds cliche to say, but social distance, 6 feet separation, which no one's doing these days, so it's kind of pointless me saying that. We're going to end that here, and I'm going to go to bed. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. This is David Michael, a.k.a. Nazz Nomad. We'll see you next time.